Hi guys, I'm Dr. Varun. Now in today's video I wanted to talk to you about the difference between being shy around people and actually having a disorder like social anxiety or social phobia, which can affect a large number of people and in particular affects people who are quite young. So if you think that might be you, then stick around. Now if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe as I'll be bringing out more videos to do with anything to do with mental health or positive well-being, but in the meantime, let's crack on with today's video. Now, shyness is an entirely normal phenomenon that can affect anyone at any time. It's that feeling of being slightly guarded perhaps about your exposing your true personality when you're in new situations or when you meet someone new for the first time. But social phobia, on the other hand, is a very overwhelming and tends to be long-lasting problem that can really start dominating a person's life. Now let's move on to the list of symptoms that might affect someone with a social disorder, and it's important to know that the more of these you recognise, the more likely it is you might have a condition. But please be aware that you can always go and see your doctor who'll be more than willing to help you to try and get around this problem and offer practical tips to help you. So the first sign of social disorder would be people avoiding things or feeling dread about things that are everyday activities. Now this might be meeting strangers or starting conversations. This might be talking to someone on the phone. This might be going shopping, this might be going to work. These are things that are quite necessary for us to do on a day-to-day level, but if they're starting to fill you with dread about doing these things, then it might be that you're suffering from a social disorder. Now it might be as a result of all of this, people with social anxieties tend to avoid situations entirely where they're exposed to people or social situations, and so they'd rather keep themselves to themselves. Now that's quite an unfortunate thing in the way that they're looking at a social situation, not as an opportunity to try and have fun with other people, but actually as a sense of worry or a dread, and they would prefer to avoid this entirely and spend their time on their own. People with social anxiety also have problems with that feeling of an element of paranoia where they feel like they're being watched all the time or maybe being constantly judged by other people in social situations. And it could be that this can even lead to physical symptoms such as your heart jumping in your chest quite a lot, getting palpitations, or maybe even sweating a lot and being very aware of their physical symptoms like things like sweat and even being worried that other people have noticed that. And it can even lead to other problems like panic attacks, which can obviously be quite distressing in themselves. So I think the take-home message here today is that if your stresses around social situations are such that it dominates your thoughts and it maybe leads to you changing your plans and gets in the way of your everyday activities, that it might be that you're suffering from a social disorder, in which case I would strongly recommend you getting professional help. Because although it's a common problem, it doesn't make it an acceptable problem, and there's certainly things that can be done to try and help you. Now I really hope you've enjoyed that video and taken something away from it. Please don't forget to leave your comments down below about your experiences around social anxiety. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Please don't forget to like the video and obviously subscribe if you haven't already, as I'll be bringing out more videos on anything to do with mental health and positive well-being. But in the meantime, I will see you soon.